This is Ethan, my son. And we have a rather grumpy. Where are you going, mister? There you go. A rather grumpy Mr. Prickles. And we also have
Possibly
a Sir B, who is not grumpy at all and just wants all the love and cuddles. I'll turn him so you can see his face, bless him. Now, they're a little bit grumpy with us at the moment because we've had to wake them up to do this, because hedgehogs normally are nocturnal, which means they'll sleep all day and they'll come out in the morning and they'll come out late at night and then they'll be out for most of the night. Now, everybody thinks that hedgehogs don't go very far at night because they'll see them in their gardens the next day. But on average, especially the boys, they'll run between 2 and 3 kilometres a night. So if you keep them at home, you have to have a wheel for them in a big old enclosure. Now, oh, we're being honoured. He's unballing for everybody to say hello. Are you going to say hello, mister?
Yeah, I think we swapped.
No, we haven't. Now, a lot of people think hedgehogs are related to porcupines, but they're not at all. They're their own separate animal. So we've got to keep shuffling them. Bee's a bit of an explorer, bless him. Whereas this fella just wants to sit on me. What was I saying before he went around? That's it. They're not porcupines. They're their own separate species. And the ones we keep as pets are called pygmy hedgehogs. And they're a cross between an African breed and the ones that we get naturally over here. And what makes the pygmies quite cool, I don't think I'll be able to get them to stay still enough to show you, is they have 4 toes on the back legs, but they have 5 toes on their front legs, which is pretty cool.
Would you care to elaborate more?
Because they have dew claws on their front legs that they don't have on their back for digging and exploring and eating. Okay, now some places they're still illegal to keep. They've not been pets for very long. We've only been domesticating them since about the 1970s-ish. And a lot of places have still to come around to change it. Where are you going? Happier? Quite finished? So a lot of states in America, you can't keep them. And a lot of places over here, you still can't keep them. We live in Sussex. We're really lucky. You're allowed to keep them here. You just need to find an exotic vet because a normal vet wouldn't have a clue what to do with them.
That's okay. There's a couple of like normal vets around here.
Now, if you notice, I'll try and get him to ball up so you can see him properly. When he's like this, you can't get anywhere into him. Oh, there's a little nose there. You can't get anywhere into him to get at him. And this is their defense mechanism.
Beep, beep, beep.
Generally speaking, if you're something that wants to come and eat them, you're not going to want a mouthful of spikes.
No.
What they also do, which is less of a defense mechanism and is something that only hedgehogs do, is at the front of their head, just about sort of here on our head, they've got a bald strip. And this is so they can crunch their spines, I'll see if I can get them to do it, over the top to completely cover them in. Oh, no, he's just, there we go. And then he can tuck his head completely out the way then. You're right there, mister. Yeah. You don't like being up that early, do you? Now, even though we have hedgehogs over here, because ours are a cross between the ones in Africa and the ones here, they have to be kept really warm. So you can't just keep them in your house. You have to have a heat lamp or heat mats in there to keep them warm. You also have to make sure they get enough light, okay? And they need a minimum of 12 to 14 hours light a day. If they're not kept warm enough, and if they don't have enough light, don't go over there, mister, then they'll go into hibernation. And unlike the big chunky European hedgehogs that we've got, if these guys go into hibernation, they'll die. They don't have enough fat reserves, and it'll make them really poorly. If they start to, and you'll find some hedgehogs will try to because they've not quite evolved completely out of it yet, then you have to get them super warm. You kind of have to tuck them down your jumper or somewhere nice and cozy and warm them up within 24 hours, and then they'll make a full recovery.
what happened with this fella, isn't it? He got let out into the wild and began to start hibernating.
Yes, this one did. This one was found in the wild. He's not a wild hedgehog, but he was found by a lady in the wild who took him in because he'd started to hibernate. And then we drove up. Oh, we live in Sussex. We drove all the way up to Lancashire to pick him up. And now he came all the way back in my pocket because I just wanted to make sure he'd stay warm enough for the drive back. So I had a hoodie that had a big pocket here, and he tucked in that, and he was in there for the whole drive back, bless him.
What fun that drive was.
Yeah, it was all right, bless him. Now, one thing hedgehogs don't do, I don't know if you can see, they've got teeny tiny teeth that stick out. Nope, he's going to hide his face. Let me see if I can get B to show you his teeth. B, Baba. Can you see your teeth? You have teeny tiny teeth. Now, those teeth stay there for their whole lifetime. They never move anywhere. Are you going in there? Okay.
You let me jog.
That's where he likes to go, and he will sit there for hours. You know the other one.
No.
What was it I was saying? Oh yeah, their teeth. So now their teeth, they keep the whole way through. They don't teeth like people do, but what they do is they quill. So at between 7 and 12 weeks old, you'll suddenly start to find all these prickly quills all over the floor. And you can stand on them and they're sharp, and then that's because all their baby quills are coming out and they're getting their sharper adult quills coming through, which makes them really uncomfortable. So there's 5 weeks where you don't really want to be holding them much. You don't really want to be touching them or doing too much to them. And that keeps them happy, doesn't it? Yes. The rest of the time, you want to be holding them every day where they haven't been domesticated for that long. There's still a species that you need to be having constant contact with, just so that they know where are you going, who you are, and what's going on, and everything else. I'm just checking to make sure that this is actually going live, because it says it up there,
but we're not 100% sure.
But it's not coming up on here.
If I have to start again, I will be very annoyed.
Oh no, we are there. It's cool. It is there. Sorry, guys. Just suddenly had a blank moment of, I couldn't see it. I'll have a look in a minute. Okay, where'd he go? He's tucked himself in there to keep himself warm. Don't know if you can see that. He's decided that's where he's laying for now. Now, one thing about hedgehogs that's quite cool is they have 4 main personality types. You have cuddlers, like B, who just want to snuggle in, they just want to have a bit of love. They'll tuck in and they'll be happy there for hours. You have explorers that like to run and check everything out. You get loners, which are happier on their own, and then you get huffers, like this boy.
No, I can't say that.
And I don't know if you can hear the noises he's making.
Sounds like a broken down car.
But that's his, I'm not sure, go away noise. He doesn't know what the laptop is. He's not seen it there before. It's the middle of the day. He doesn't want to be woke up. He's going to huff and make noise at you. Aren't you? Yes. One thing that does cheer them up quite a lot is toys. They absolutely love toys. I've got a video to show you in a minute of them playing with a chicken ball, where they push it round and get the treats out, just like you would a dog. They also love crinkle balls. And one thing they love to do, which is a little bit odd, is if they find something they like the smell of, they will lick it and lick it and lick it, and they'll make a ball of the spit in their mouth. And then they will turn around and they will smear it all over themselves. I've got a video of it that I'll show you quickly. All right, it's sped up so that you can see, but there he is. He's my feet in this instance. He's decided to have a good lick at it, and then in a minute, he'll try and smear it all over himself. And then he'll go back and do it again. There we go, he's finding another bit. and they absolutely love it. Now the next video coming up to show you is the one I mentioned a second ago, then with their balls, which will come up in a second, or it won't. We will apparently have whatever that is. Let's stop that, shall we?
We're in the middle of a global crisis.
Right, skip to the wrong video. Okay. The other quite funny thing about hedgehogs is because they're not used to being in cages. If I can just give you him for a minute. And they're used to running pooping as they run, you'll find that quite often when you wake up in the morning and get them out, they will have what's known as poop boots, and they'll have poo all up their boots, and that has to be cleaned off with a toothbrush every morning. Don't they? Yes. Are you going to sleep? Okay, so he's gone to sleep in there. I will bring this little fella back up for you to have one last look. And then if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I'll come back and answer them later for you. There he is. You're going to say hello. Hi. There's that beautiful boy. What a beautiful face you have. Yes. Right, I better get these guys back to bed. Thank you, everyone. Bye.